All right, I'm back. We're gonna start the demo. We're doing a veggie noodles with fresh tomato basil sauce. I hate vegetables. I will put that right out there right now. And any of you that know me know that I hate vegetables. But I ate 2 helpings of this, so it's really good. You can keep it a vegetarian recipe and just do the veggies. I add grilled chicken and Parmesan cheese to it, which I think makes it perfect. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So the first piece that I'm going to talk about tonight is our double burner grill pan, and it looks like this, and you can fit 2 presses right in here. I'll take one out so that you can see the ridges in here. So the double burner grill pan, it has these ridges. I will show you a trick to clean this afterwards. I'm going to actually throw it on the stovetop and preheat it at medium high right now. What's great about our double burner grill pan is you can fit so much on it. So you can do 8 to 10 burgers or turkey burgers on there. You can do 6 steaks. You can do chicken on one side, veggies on the other. I love the cook once, eat twice. So I load it up with chicken. Use what I need for tonight, and then I will use whatever else is left in salads for the week or wraps or whatever else, maybe another dinner, because if I'm not here, it just gives my husband something to feed to the kids really quick. So we're going to do some chicken breast to put into the recipe tonight, but it is a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert pan. It is one of the best pieces in our collection. So you can do your bacon or your sausages or even waffles in there in the morning. For lunch, you can do paninis or grilled cheese. Dinner, all of the meats I just talked about. And dessert. Have you ever grilled fruit before? It is so good. You bring out all that, the natural sugars, and it gets super sweet. I love grilled pineapple and grilled peaches. Somebody else told me grilled apples. I have not done that yet, but that sounds really yummy. So the grill pan is a piece from our executive cookware line. We do have 2 lines of cookware. We have a stainless steel line and the executive. I'm not a good enough cook to use stainless steel every day. I think I would burn everything. So I use that for my high heat cooking, frying, things like that. The executive, you don't want to cook on high heat. It's not good for it. But our executive is non-stick. So that means I don't have to oil things and I don't have to worry about burning everything. But it's got 3 layers of DuPont Autograph 2 baked on layer by layer. What that means is it's not Teflon. It also means that if you use metal on it, it will still scratch it, but it won't peel and flake. You do not have to pass it off as pepper in your potatoes. That is not good for you. If you have any pans in your kitchen that are doing that, please throw them away. I don't care if you buy my cookware or you buy somebody else's, but please promise me that you will throw it away right now. You cannot feed that stuff to your family. It is toxic. I'm not just making that up. There was actually a segment on 2020 about that. So throw those pans away. Get yourself a good set. You can't mess around with cookware. So ours, both sides, lifetime warranty and oven safe. So you can start something on the stovetop, pan sear a steak or a pork chop or something else and finish it off in the oven. Our 12-inch skillet, you can fit 18 scrambled eggs in and make a big old frittata in the oven. Or you can do a massive amount of spaghetti sauce, meat sauce, things like that. What else? Oh, the 12-inch skillet's also a 12-inch cake pan because it's oven safe. This handles are silicone. So that's the first really big piece that I want to tell you about. But I also want to tell you about one of our newest pieces. This is our all-purpose pot. It is 7 quarts, 7.5 quarts, 7.5 quarts, 7.5 quarts. It is awesome. This is becoming my go-to piece in the kitchen. It is amazing by itself, but it is magic when you pair it with our 12-inch stainless skillet, which I have in my drawer underneath here. But this pan is great because there's plenty of room in it. You can do a stir fry in here. You can do rice and veggies, and you put in some chicken. You have enough room to stir everything in, and it's not going to be all flying all over your oven because I'm not a neat cook. Remember, I told you I can't actually cook. So you can do sauces. You can do soups and stews and chilies right in here. We're going to do the noodles and the sauce, and everything is just going to all build right in here. What I love with the steamer is that you can do a chili on the bottom, and then you can steam your cornbread in our prep bowls above it. I've heard that is the best cornbread. I haven't made it, just going by what I've heard, but I have done steamed eggs. I will never hard boil eggs again. I have another video that I'll post with the steamed eggs. They're done in 16 to 17 minutes, perfect every time. You can fit 18 to 24 eggs on that top, and they are awesome. They peel so much easier than a hard-boiled egg. But what I really like is that you can do a one-pot spaghetti and meatballs where you put the pasta and the meat put the pasta in dry in this pan, and then on the top you steam the meatballs. Once the meatballs are cooked, you plop them right in and you stir it all together, and you've only dirtied one pot. It's amazing. Now this breaks down to about $5 to $7 a week. So you make enough so you have leftovers, so you take them to work with you for lunch, so you skip the drive-through at least once a week. If you do it once a week, you pay for the pan. These are lifetime warranty. At the end of the year, you still have the pan. That's how you save yourself some money. So yeah, it's a little bit of an investment up front, but you save money in the long run, and your waistline's not going to grow from going through the drive-through. You get to eat healthy and yummy food for lunch. So this is what we're going to start with. And I'm going to actually get this going on to the stove as well. I'm going to preheat this with a little bit of oil, and we'll start adding stuff in there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is our chicken. So I have 2 chicken breasts in here. A lot of times I'll just use one, but again, I like to cook once, eat twice, so I want to fill up the grill pan a little bit. And the chicken has 3 different seasonings on it. It has a little bit of olive oil so it moves around in the bag. Our grill pan is a dry heat. You do not need to oil the pan. You oil the chicken so your seasonings stick to it. And the 3 that I have, you can mix and match whatever you want. If you have any of the Pampered Chef seasonings, you know how good they are. I love these on chicken. So I've got the Italian seasoning right here. This is great in sauces or just as a seasoning. You can put it in whatever you want. And then I also have the crushed peppercorn and garlic rub. This is a great all-around seasoning. I have it on the chicken. You can put it on veggies, any other meats. I mix it right in with a ground hamburger. I actually pair this a lot with our 3 onion rub. I hate onions, but I love our 3 onion rub. You put salt, pepper, garlic, and onion on everything anyway, so those 2 together are great. So I have that on here. And then I have our Parmesan garlic oil dipping seasoning. I use this for everything except oil dipping because my bread is the 97-cent like squishy, not good for you bread, and you don't oil dip with that bread. So this goes on garlic bread for me. It goes on popcorn. It goes on pizza. It goes on my chicken, on my veggies. I don't like veggies. I got to kill the taste of them. This works perfect. These are the 3 that I have on the chicken. Now, your chicken, when you buy chicken breast, has thick end and a thin end. So by the time your thick end is cooked, what happens to your thin end? Come on, you're at a virtual party here. Talk to your screen. Okay, so it's really dried out or it's burnt. So you want to pound it out. We use the flat side of our meat tenderizer. If you want to, you can crush graham crackers with this. You can crush candy canes at Christmas time with this. If you would like the spiked ends, you twist it off, flip it over, and you twist it back on. And the spikes will be on the outside, so then you can tenderize your red meat. So you can buy cheap meat and save some money. So we're going to pound out the chicken so that it's about a ½ an inch thick. So it'll cook faster because it's thinner. It will be juicier because it'll all cooked at the same time. And if you're like me and you want to save some money, the original reason why I started doing this was because you'll see how big these look when you're done. I was hoping my husband would think that he was eating more so I could cook less and I would save some money. Totally worked. Okay, so we're going to start getting our sauce ready in the all-purpose pot. So I'm going to put in a little bit of olive oil, like just about a tablespoon or so. And then we're going to add some fresh garlic. Now, anything pre-done is yucky. And that includes your pre-done garlic. Do not buy garlic in the jars. And if you have garlic in oil, read the label. It tells you to cook it before you consume it. The reason why you want to do that is because garlic in oil sitting causes botulism. So just buy the fresh garlic. It's way cheaper than your jarred garlic is, and we have the tools that make it super easy, so save yourself some money. Okay, so now the thing about garlic is the more you break the membranes of it, the more pungent the taste is, which is great in some things, but sometimes you don't want that big bite. So I'm going to put some pressed garlic in here. You put it in with the peel, and you just give it a squeeze. And it does come with this little Barbie brush thing that it stays on the handle, but if you lose this, we can get you just this piece. So you kind of scrape off the garlic. You never actually have to touch it. And then you can pop out the peel and then go to your next clove. All right, now I know you can't see me adding this to the grill pan, but you will hear it, and that is how you know the grill pan is hot enough, because you will hear the sizzle. So you preheat that pan with the press in it, so the press gets nice and hot too. Okay, so you know how I mentioned how garlic, sometimes you don't want that big, huge bite? Well, if you want the garlic taste, but not that big, pungent bite, then you want to use our peeler and slicer together. You do save some money when you purchase both together. You just put your garlic on the inside of the peeler, put a little pressure on it, roll it back and forth, and it will peel your garlic for you. The peel's in here, it's all stuck in there. This is great for those little caramels at Christmas time. You know, the ones you have to unwrap 50 of to be able to melt and do anything with. This will unwrap those for you. I have a really cute video of my son doing that too. I can post that for you if you want. Comment in here and I'll post it because I will forget. And then you have the slicer. This is all dishwasher safe. It's 3 pieces. I point that out because I didn't know that at first. I was wondering how the heck you were supposed to clean in here. It comes apart. So then you just load this up with garlic. And you're going to get these paper thin slices. Okay, I'll grab one for you here. So you get these paper thin slices, so you get that garlic taste through everything, but not that big, huge bite. Now you can do garlic in here and baby carrots, radishes. You can do Parmesan chunks. Somebody else told me almonds in here. I do chocolate. If you want to be fancy on the top of the cake, throw in some chocolate and get chocolate curls. All right, so we're going to throw this on the stovetop, get this going, and add in some fresh tomatoes. Wait till you see how we're going to do that. Okay, so the next tool that we're going to talk about is this one. This is the close and cut. It's great because both sides are spring-loaded. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's spring-loaded, so you can fit lots of stuff in here. So what's great is you can take your bagels or English muffins and cut those in half in here. You can take bagel halves and make your bagel thins. You can do cherry tomatoes, which is what we're going to do, olives, grapes. You can shove a big old fat piece of chicken breast in here, close it down, and cut it, and you can slice it nice and thin, or right in half that way. We're going to do the tomatoes, though. This is pretty awesome. You can do artichokes. Nope, not artichokes. Brussels sprouts. See how well I know my vegetables? I don't like them. I don't eat them. But Brussels sprouts you can do right in here. Cut them all in half. So you load this right up with about a cup of cherry tomatoes. Now, you know, little people are not supposed to eat whole grapes for a lot longer than I thought. So this is great for grapes. Just place your nice thin blade. This is the color-coded bread knife. You can actually get a set with this and our color-coded chef's knife, which is a great pair because that's also a very thin blade. And again, you save money when you buy things in a bundle, but I love my bread knife. That's what I pulled out. So you just set it on the top there, give it a squeeze so that it's together, and then check this out. They are all cut in half all at once. So I'm going to plop this right down in here. Get the next batch going. Then I'm going to just add in just a little bit of chicken broth or chicken stock just to get the sauce going. Like maybe half a cup or so, because you're going to get plenty of liquid from the veggies too. Okay, so next comes the actual veggie noodles. Now, we've got our veggie strip maker, which is this. It's made out of plastic, so you're not going to cut yourself with normal use. Just have these rubber feet, so you can do it right over a cutting board if you'd like to. But then it has these notches here, so you can actually do it right over a bowl, which is what I'm going to do. Now you can do zucchini, you can do summer squash, you can do carrots, you turn those all into noodles. You can do eggplant on here. You can turn cauliflower into rice. I actually use this for potatoes and sweet potatoes and make my own hash browns. We've been using this quite a bit. So all I'm going to do is lop off the edges here of one of the summer squashes here, and I will show you that all you do is you go back and forth until you get to the seeds, and you'll hear it and you'll feel it, so you'll know. So you go right down to the seeds and just turn it. And you got these veggie noodles. Alright, so these are all the noodles that we just came out with. I'm going to pull the chicken off and let that rest. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also pour in some hot water, or water, while the pan's still hot, and a little bit of baking soda, and then turn the burner off. That's going to self-clean, basically. So when it cools off, I'll basically just wipe it out and it'll be clean. I will use soap and water, but I mean, it's really easy to clean. All right, so we've got our chicken out and resting, because you want it to rest so it stays nice and juicy. And we've got our sauce going on the pan, and we've got our noodles prepped and ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to use the manual food processor. Now I love this because it is bigger than our food chopper. Now the whacker chopper, the one that's actually called the food chopper, that's great for hard things like peanuts and carrots and things like that. For everything else though, I pull this out. This is the manual food processor. Has these 3 offset curved blades. This is what makes the difference. This is what picks your food up off the bottom instead of smushing it down in. So you can actually do fresh herbs right in here without bruising them up. We're going to do some fresh basil in here. And you could do sauces and salad dressings and salsas and tapenades. I do homemade blizzards. You can do, you put Oreos in here, crush those up, and then you throw in some ice cream and a little bit of milk, and you have a homemade blizzard. I just do, I throw tomatoes in here, chop them up for tacos. I also do onions, because I hate onions. If I get a chunk of onion in something, I'm not eating it. So I like to put them in here and obliterate them till you can't tell what they are anymore. Now the big brother of this is our salad and berry spinner. If you would like to save yourself a ton of money, invest in the salad and berry spinner. It has 2 different size bowls, a small one and a big one. The small one is great for your berries or smaller herbs like parsley or cilantro. Your herbs, if they're fresh herbs, they are shipped dirty on purpose, because if they were to wash them, they would start wilting and rotting right away. So they come with dirt on them. You need to wash them. Now I use the big one for lettuce and my basil, because I buy a big bushel of basil all at once. So you can do that right in there. You spin it all out, get all that water out. I put it in a Ziploc bag. It lasts me so long, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting good ingredients and then going to use them and they're already rotted or wilted or whatever. So my basil lasts me over a week when I spin it and put it in a bag. My lettuce lasts me a month. I'm not joking, because it actually takes me that long to go through lettuce because I don't eat salads. So anyway, I got basil in here. We're going to plop the top right on here. This is a manual food processor, the little brother to the salad and berry spinner. You just chop up all that basil. We'll move it around a little bit because I had one that was stuck. But and if only they had invented smell-o-vision by now, because fresh basil is about the most yummiest smell ever. So you can see all that fresh basil. All right, so you remember how earlier I said pre-done stuff is gross? So pre-done garlic, pre-done lettuce, all that stuff's yucky. So is pre-done cheese. So I know most of you probably have bags of shredded cheese in your fridge. That is not good for you. It has sawdust on it. If you look on the ingredients on the back of the bag, it will say cellulose. That is sawdust. So get rid of that stuff. You don't need it. This is cheaper per ounce when you buy it in a block. And it tastes better, it melts better, and it works so fast. You don't have to add 20 minutes to your prep time. You don't need to make it the kid's job. You just grate your own cheese super duper fast. Now this is the microplane adjustable fine grater. It's got these little itty bitty teeth on it. The little teeth are great for your hard cheeses like Parmesan and Asiago, but it is so fine that you can zest your lemons, limes, and oranges on here. There is a guard that slides on here. Actually, I have it right here. I'll show you. So you can slide the guard on like this and fill this part up with small things like a small chunk of cheese or fresh ginger, fresh nutmeg, fresh cinnamon. And then you can do it like this and you won't get any of your fingernails in your food because that'd be yucky. But with a big block of cheese, I just do it like this. It does adjust. See how the handle, I don't know if you can see very well, the handle itself moves. See, the handle is moving. I'm squeezing the handle. This is not a button. Everybody thinks this is a button. That's just leverage. So you squeeze the handle and you can do it straight up and straight out like this. You can do it right over your food if you want to. It closes right up to go in your drawer. Make sure you put the guard on there so that you don't cut yourself. But watch how fast you can grate cheese. This is fresh Parmesan. So we're going to do a whole bunch to go into the veggie noodles. See how fast that is? I mean, look, that's how big it is compared to my hands. That's how much cheese is there. That's a lot of cheese really fast. Okay, so our sauce is about cooked where all of the tomatoes have kind of burst and they're kind of all doing their own thing in there. So I'm going to throw in all the noodles, give that a start, and we let this cook down for about 3 or 4 minutes. So now the only thing that's left before we throw everything together is the chicken. We want to give it a chop. Now these are my salad choppers. Again, I don't need a whole lot of salad. So these are my chicken choppers. They can do any cooked meats with this. It's got a little safety thing, so you pull that out and then it'll come apart. And you can do any cooked meats. You can do, I have a friend that used to do chicken nuggets and french fries for her little one, because you know how when they're little you gotta cut everything up into bite-sized pieces. So she would cut everything. She'd shove everything in a bowl and just chop it all up with these. So you just chop, chop, chop away. Now you can make it chunks if you'd rather, or I like it kind of shredded because then you get a little bit in every bite. So again, any cooked meats, you can do pulled pork in here, you could do the chicken in here. If you burn your chicken, you just chop it up really small. Nobody can tell. Not that I've ever done that before or anything. Alright, so we give it a good chop. And look, I just chopped all that chicken. Now there are a couple of little notches here too that you get a little caked with chicken. A great pairing for this is our dual-sided cleaning brush. It looks like a big old toothbrush. It's perfect for cleaning in those little crevices. You might want one for your kitchen and one for your bathroom. Works like a charm. Okay, so it is done. So watch out for the steam. All right. So everything is kind of cooked down and it's all together, and I can't really show you too well without the liquid draining out, but you can see all the noodles in there. So we're going to add in all that chicken, the fresh basil, and then that Parmesan cheese, and then some fresh salt and pepper. And if you could smell this, oh. All right, so there's all of it all stacked together, and you just give it a good mix. And then it's done. I don't know how well you can see that.